Welcome back everyone. I'm starting this look off using a turquoise eyeshadow. This is going to be my transition shade for today, and I'm just buffing this in using a really nice fluffy brush just to make sure that the color is nice and evenly distributed. Next, I'm going into my Magic palette and I'm taking this deep blue shade, and with a smaller blending brush, I'm going to go ahead and start placing this into the crease and blending upwards. If you feel like you have any harsh lines, you can go back in with that fluffy brush that you used to apply that turquoise shade and just go in and buff out the edges. Next, I'm going to go ahead and start cutting my crease. I'm using the Nars Radiant Creamy Concealer in the shade Ginger. This has been like my new favorite thing to use to cut my crease, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And I'm just going to buff out the edges using that same little small blending brush I used to apply that dark blue shade. When I first learned how to cut my crease, my eyeshadow used to transfer from my lid to my crease area. So one tip for you guys that you can use if you're having that problem, try and go over any folds that you have on your eyelid, so that way when you do lift your eye up or you're just looking straight ahead, your eyeshadow isn't transferring. Next, I'm going to go ahead and start placing down my lid colors. So I'm going into this NYX Prismatic eyeshadow first in the shade Mermaid, and I'm applying that on the outermost third of my eyelid. And just make sure you continue to blend out those edges on the outer corner, and just to make sure that that blue shade is nice and blended in. Next, I'm going back into the Magic palette and I'm taking the two pink shades and I'm going to go ahead and apply this onto the center of the lid. And if you feel like you're not getting a good color payoff, don't forget that you can always use Fix Plus spray or even like your rose water facial spray or some water and just spritz your brush with a little bit of it, and it'll make your eyeshadows pop a lot more. Then I'm going into the shade Nubia and placing that onto the inner corners. To further deepen the outer corners, I'm going into the shade Jet Black from the Lorac Mega Pro 3 palette, and I'm just gonna pat that down using a small little pencil brush, then blend it in using that stain brush that I used to apply that dark blue. Next, I'm going to go ahead and start adding my glitters. I'm first placing down my NYX Glitter Primer to give the glitter something to stick to, and then I'm going to go ahead and apply the shades that I'm using first for that blue color. These two glitters are called Ice Princess and Glass Slipper from Cake Your Face Official. All of these glitters are from the same company, so if you have any questions, I'm going to place all the names for these glitters down below in the description box. I'm using Baby Pink and Rose Gold for the center, and then Lemonade and Gold Rush for the inner corners. I'm not even gonna lie, this step was a little tedious because I'm using different shades of glitter for different colors, but just take your time because the end result is totally worth it. Moving on to the skin, I'm starting off using the Becca Backlight Primer, and I'm going to place this onto my skin first just to make sure it's nice and luminous before I apply my foundation. And then for foundation, I'm going to use the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Matte, and this is in the shade Caramel Beige and Classic Tan. I think I used a little too much of the darker shade because usually I'm a little lighter than this, but we're just going to work with it for today. But yeah, so I'm next going to go into my concealer. This is the Tarte Shape Tape in the shade Tan, and I'm just going to blend that out using my little Real Technique sponge. Oh my gosh, looking back at this footage, I'm so mad at myself about this foundation. Oh my gosh, it's so orange. I can totally see it on my neck. Usually I'll mix my foundation on the back of my hand before I put it onto my skin, but this time I decided to just like put drops of foundation onto my brush, so I didn't even like measure it out and make sure it was like my right shade. So whatevs, you live and you learn. I am then going to cream contour using my Anastasia cream contouring kit. This one is in the shade Deep. I've been loving cream contouring lately because it's way easier for me to get like a smoother blend, I feel. But I'm going to go ahead and contour the forehead and cheekbones and blend it out using my e.l.f. stippling brush. If you have like any areas that you need to kind of touch up and blend back into your foundation, or you feel like it's just a little too harsh, you can always use your foundation brush or like whatever brush you use to apply your foundation or your beauty blender and just go over like the edges of your contour, and that'll give you like a nice smoother blend. But after that, just to kind of maintain the brightness in the center of the face, I'm going to use my Benai Banana powder to set my under eyes, sides of the nose, forehead, chin, and Cupid's bow. I try to use as little of this product as possible because my under eyes are really dry, so having all that powder underneath my eyes doesn't help with my dryness. I try not to leave the powder on for too long, and if I do bake, I'll just bake the sides of my nose. Next, I'm using the SlaybyKC Matte Loose Powder to set the rest of my face. I love using this powder for all over the face just because it's closer to my skin tone. It definitely doesn't give like any type of flashback or anything like that, so it's perfect for when I take pictures as well. I'm then going to go ahead and kind of deepen my contour a little bit. I'm using the NYX Highlight and Contouring Palette, and I'm just taking a very, very little small bit of these two powders, and I'm just going to go over my contour slightly. Next, I'm going to go ahead and start finishing up the eyes. I'm working on the lower lash line now and applying that deep blue color that I used for the crease area from Juvia's Place Magic palette. I'm just going to buff that out and just make sure that I'm kind of taking it towards the outer portion of the eye. Then I'm going to go into Jet Black from the Mega Pro 3 palette and apply that super close to the waterline, and then line the eyes using my Urban Decay 24/7 pencil in the shade Sabbath. I've been using this L'Oreal lash primer and I absolutely love it, so I'm going to go ahead and apply that first before I put on my lashes so it has some time to dry. These lashes are from Lily Lashes. They're in the shade, oh my gosh, they're in the style Miami. So I'm gonna go ahead and apply those as well. And after that, I'm gonna go ahead and apply my mascara onto my lower lashes now that my lash primer is somewhat dry. I love a bold lower lash, so I'm going in with my MAC Studio Sculpt mascara. This one is my all-time favorite. To blend all my powders together, I'm using my Mario Badescu Rose Water Facial Spray. Right before that dries, I'm going to apply my highlight. I'm using the shade 143 from the Anastasia Nicole Guerrero Glow Kit. You guys already know the deal. We're hitting all the high points of the face, so cheekbones, forehead, nose, Cupid's bow, chin. Make sure to get those inner corners of the eyes and brow bone. Then last but not least, I'm just gonna go ahead and finish my lips. I'm using Cork lip pencil from MAC first to line my lips. I've been out of this lip pencil for so long and I finally got it together and got another one. This is my favorite lip pencil to use and I'm doing a nude lip combo. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and line my lips first with that. And then I'm gonna use the shade Push Up from NYX. This is part of their lingerie liquid lipstick collection. For gloss, I'm taking this shade Trailblazer from Bare Minerals. This is their Moxie gloss, and then I'm gonna go right over that using my Jouer lip topper in the shade Skinny Dip. And this look is complete. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to thumbs up this video if you enjoyed it, and comment down below if you guys have any questions. I love you guys, and I shall see you in my next video.